I'm going to go with physical. What happens? This sounds like a Yogi Berra question. Yogi Berra once said that his mother was half Italian and half German, and I don't know the third one, but I think it was half Irish. And he said she was a rather large woman. So I see what you're getting at here, but these are both non-schedulable sites, non-scheduled disabilities. So what happens here is when it comes time to determine your loss of wage earning capacity, and if, I don't know if you guys remember prior videos, loss of wage earning capacity is a judge's determination of your overall loss of wage earning capacity based upon your disabilities and your vocational background. So it's not a simple addition. You can't have 170% disability. But it all gets considered, and it is quite possible that an argument could be made that those two 85s equal 100% disability, and you're entitled to a total, or what we use called total industrial disability. Talk to your lawyer. Sorry, I mean, clearly significant injuries and significant disabilities. Talk to your lawyer. What else do we have here? Mr. Cyrus wants to know what percent of cases go to settlement? A very large percent of them. We try to settle as much as possible, and it's not because we're throwing in the towel, it's not because we give it up. It's because we want to get you a result, as good a result as we can get you. So we know when to settle and when to maximize dollar value and to get as much as we can out of the case and give up as little as possible. Because every settlement is give and take. You're giving up something in order to get something, and you want to get as much and give up as little as possible. The lawyers know when to do that. The other thing is it can't get you a known result. Most people don't like leaving it up to chance. It's your life. So a roll of the dice is essentially what you're leading up to. You don't know what a judge is going to decide. You don't know if the judge has had a good day or a bad day or didn't like their breakfast, and now you're leaving your whole life up to them. So we try to reach settlements at the right time, as much as possible, so that you know what you're getting. It gets your mind straight. It allows you to plan, move on, get your life in order, and not just be blindsided about what could be a potentially bad decision, potentially good decision also. That is a chance there. But to answer your question, Sarah, a very large degree of cases do result in settlement. Well, I'd say in most cases we do settle. What should injured workers consider before deciding whether or not to get surgery? What questions do they need to ask themselves? So people, you need to talk to your doctors about the expected outcomes, the pros and cons. And this is what we talked about right at the beginning. If you don't understand what your doctor's explaining, ask more questions. Even if you do understand, ask more questions. People come in here all the time, sure as hell that their doctor said that they want to do surgery, but it's probably not even going to help them. And my doctor said I'm going to become paralyzed. Well, I'm pretty certain your doctor didn't say that. I wasn't there, but I'm pretty sure your doctor didn't say that. Surgery is there to help you. And a doctor's not going to request surgery that's kind of miscarriage. And they're not going to request surgery that's potentially. And, in all the years that I've been doing this, I don't think I can remember a person that's had. I certainly can't remember anybody who's walked out of surgery. Really bad usage. I can't recall any person who will become paralyzed or killed or die during surgery on any case that I've been in. So, does it happen? The doctor's required to give you the full spectrum of what could and could not happen. You have a full understanding. I've never seen it. Talk to your doctors. Get a good understanding of what that surgery entails, what they're going to do. I like to understand the mechanics of the doc. You're going to go in there and you're going to do this and this and this. What's the purpose? Let them explain exactly what the surgery is. It'll make sense if they explain it to you. This way you have to make an informed decision. Doctor, what should I expect with this surgery? Some people, the same way we have the people that come in and say, I'm going to become paralyzed or I can die from surgery. You have the people that think, I'm going to be able to go, climb Mount Everest tomorrow. You need to be reasonable in your expectations. How much function can you expect to regain by a particular surgery? How much movement? How much strength? Talk to your doctor about those things so you can be reasonable. Your expectations can be reasonable, and you can have a better. Same reason why we settle cases for known amount of money, so you know what you're getting. Surgery is the same thing. Know what you're getting. and so you can plan and move forward. Some great questions, though. Let's see. So I see Tony Ferguson here has been giving a little advice in the sidebar here and talking to some people. Thank you for answering questions. He does make a mention here, if you go to the Workers' Compensation Board website here in New York State, they do give you percentages of each table. They give you the schedule loss chart that showed you that in the past. They give you the PPD chart, which I've showed you in the past. They give you all these charts. So yes, you can certainly go on the website. It's wcb.ny.gov. The Workers' Compensation Board website is a very, very, very useful tool for all the workers. Don't be familiarize yourself with the website. There's a lot of things on there that are very, very useful. The medical treatment guidelines are on there. You can read through them. If you have a shoulder injury, read the medical treatment guidelines. It's a couple pages. It's not a big deal. And you get a little understanding of how your injury works, how your case works, what to expect. Schedule loss use, the chart is there. It explains it. Maximum work and just a week. There's a chart there. Everything's there. And it really explains how things are laid out. And it's very, very helpful. So thanks, Tony Ferguson. That's a fun name. Thank you for posting that. Is a severe ankle and leg holding the bone injury? How much is a good settlement? It really depends on your schedule loss use. Ankles, legs, things like that. Schedule loss. So like I just said, you can go up to your lawyer. You can talk to me. 212-406-8989. Go over the facts of your case and give you an idea. You can go on the board's website, like we just discussed, you look there, and you can get an idea. Independent evaluation doctor did not do any physical test evaluation. How does he gauge what percent disabled I am? This is the discussion that Matt used about IMEs. And sometimes you go in there and they barely touch you, they don't touch you at all, they don't put you through any testing. What I always recommend, if you have a lawyer, take your IME report when you get it, make some notes, write down what your concerns are, give it to your lawyer so that he's on with your knowledge going into the deposition of that doctor. If you really do a good job examining you, and he doesn't have an engagement, I would say where you are, your lawyer should beat him up and get you as much money as possible. What are your opinions of workers' compensation? What are your opinions of workers' compensation surgery was not successful? How are ongoing medical needs typically handled? So if you do have surgery and it's not really successful, if you do have some problems, if it was a failed surgery, it does happen. And again, failed surgery doesn't necessarily mean that you have failed surgery means that you improve your position from where you were when you went into the surgery. It could potentially have made things worse, but your doctor, your care still carries on pursuant to the guidelines, pursuant to your doctor's orders. So if additional surgery is necessary, the doctor can request it. Additional treatment, additional physical therapy. Excuse me, very often surgery is authorized, post-operative physical therapy is authorized. So all that treatment still carries on as normal, pursuant to the guidelines and things that are not guidelines established about the doctor's authorization for. So we carry on as normal. And are there any workers' comp pro tips for injured workers who might need to get surgery? And what would you recommend if they were your client? We touched on it before, and I'm going to do it again. Get a doctor who understands and is familiar with the workers' compensation system. Number one, most important thing, that's going to help. If you were hurt on the job, if you're a workers' compensation case, make sure your doctor is a workers' compensation doctor. It happens. People want to stick with their non-workers' comp doctors. It just makes things difficult. Stick with a doctor who understands and is familiar with the workers' compensation system. They get things done quicker. They get them done easier. They get you the treatment and the surgery that you need, and the outcomes are better. It's as simple as that. The number two thing is have an open-minded communication with that doctor so you have reasonable expectations. How long it should take, what treatment you're going to need, what your recovery is going to look like, what to expect once you're all done with all your treatment. Those are all very important things that all come through open communication with the doctor. And the next thing that's very important, have a lawyer who understands the system as well, does workers' comp, so they can work with what your doctor's reports give them and maximize your dollar values. So those are my biggest tips. I'm going to answer some questions here. You guys are always good questions. I do have to wrap up soon. We have another hearing. Mr. Rex, if you get a reduction in pay, would you be able to reinstate your pay to the full amount? Okay, well, this is not a surgery question, but a reduction, when you say reduction in pay, I'm assuming you mean a reduction in your benefits, your workers' compensation benefits get. All right, so can you reinstate them back to the full amount? Generally speaking, you get paid the full rate of compensation when you first get hurt. This is kind of like a quick, easy case. You get hurt, workers' comp pays your total rate of compensation, 2/3 of your salary up to that statutory maximum amount. And as time goes on, they're going to send you to see their doctor. And if their doctor says that your disability is less than total, well, they're going to cut you, or they're going to try to cut you through the hearing. If your doctor says that your disability is less than you're no longer totally disabled, they're going to cut you down based upon that. To get you reinstated back to the full amount, you need to have agreement between your doctor and the insurance company doctor that your injury is back to being totally disabled. You need to have had surgery. Once you have surgery, you get clicked back up to the total rate. Or the third way is if your doctor says you're total and their doctor says that you're partial, and you litigate, get testimony from both doctors, and the judge rules that your doctor is correctly totally disabled. That's the only other way to get it bumped up. It's difficult. It's not an easy process. It's something that we do get asked all the time, but it is very difficult. In the high side, we have a hearing in 7 minutes, folks. So we're just going to answer a couple more questions here. But again, if you have any other questions, you can always give us a call. 212-406-8989. You guys are asking lots of questions today. I love it. Slugging back coffee and answering questions. It doesn't get any better than that. Chris, Yankee fan. We're Met fans in this office, but it's okay. I'm going to get a lot of heat on that. I've been on, and the Mets stink. I get it. You don't even just save your energy. I know they're terrible. We're in Ranger season still. We're loving that. I've been on workers' comp for about 4 months. Got surgery, got approved for my ankle, but I can't get surgery due to religious reasons. Said it before. You're asking me how much should I have to do? Fantastic question. We have a few clients in the same situation here. Hey man, you do you, and that's fine. Totally respected. If you're not going to have the surgery, how much should you ask for? You really need to sit down with your lawyer. You need to review your medical and see how much you expect to receive as a schedule loss rating. If you haven't had that done already, if your doctor is not going to go forward with surgery because of your direction, you can ask your doctor to give you a schedule loss of use evaluation. Check out the ankle, and if he thinks you're an MMI, if there's no other treatment outside that surgery, maybe there could be an injection or physical therapy or something. I'm not a doctor, I don't know. But maybe there's something else that can help you a little bit. But if you're at the point of maximum medical improvement, talk to the doctor. Hey, doc, if you were to give me a schedule loss of use finding today, do you think it would be appropriate? Am I an MMI? If so, what would that schedule loss rating be? About 30%? Cool. You go to the Workers' Compensation Board website, it'll tell you that 100% of the ankle is 205 weeks. So that makes it 30%, 205, 41. $61.5 weeks of compensation, available to maximum rate. Boom, there you go. Now you have an idea what you paid for it. Fantastic question. Sorry you're having a bad go with the ankle, but you're going to get better soon.
I had no idea that there were other people like me out there living their lives. Ask your healthcare provider if Big Tarby is right for you, and visit BigTarby.com to view the important facts, including important warnings. Hey friends, who wants to say with me? Are you an influencer now? Yeah, pretty much.
judge will meet in the middle usually. Sometimes yes and sometimes no. Some judges are generally tasked with finding credibility. Some judges will actually break down the numbers and try to reach what they think is the proper schedule loss number. But other judges say, I believe this doctor or this doctor, so I'm going to go with this report. So sometimes they meet in the middle, sometimes they don't. Microsoft is like an IME doctor. LOL. That's awesome. Microsoft. What do we got here? Am I familiar with Maryland workers' compensation law? I'm not. I like Maryland crabs. I like good hunting in Maryland, good fishing. I'm not familiar with workers' compensation law in Maryland. I do believe we have a friend that we do work with in Maryland. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'll get them. Any questions? 212-406-8989. IME doctors used to be dinosaurs who have been around 100 years and they work for the insurance company. Nothing is mutual independent. A lot of IME doctors are retired from, a lot of them are coded as orthopedic surgeons who have performed orthopedic surgery for 15 years. A lot of them are retired, some are retired. Listen, I can't knock it because if I was in their position, I would do the exact same thing. They're retired from private practice, retired from active surgery, and they do something to put some money in their pocket. And I've said it before, they're not all evil people. There's very, very good doctors out there. There's very, very good doctors on both sides of the table that are here to do the virtuous and right thing. I'm not going to sit here and slam a whole class of people just because they work on the other side of the table. There's very good doctors out there that do IMEs and some laws. There's very good doctors as well. What about choosing doctors to do surgery in another state? How does that work? Is mileage included? For example, I live in Maryland, the surgery in Nevada. Whew. That's a tough one to try to get reimbursed. Presumably, you could get it. I don't know Maryland law, so it's hard for me to say for sure. You have to talk to the lawyer. You have to talk to your lawyer, but I don't know a lot of things, unfortunately. Let's see, some more questions coming in here. Fearless Vega. Had surgery, laminectomy, discectomy, L4-5, L5, that's one. This is what I was talking about before. We're going to say before. I have a little spot on it too, which is very helpful in showing people. That's your components there. If you look at it from the side, it's this little piece here. That's your C, and that's S1, and you go off the discs one by one. Your lumbar spine, your thoracic spine, and at the very top is your cervical spine. Little human being, I have to take that out. I had laminectomy, discectomy, L4-5, L5-S1. Unfortunately, L5-S1, the bottom disc is calcified. The surgeon could not remove the herniated disc, and L4-5 issue also. Recent IME reports 100%. What should I do? I'm assuming that recent IME report is giving 100% temporary impairment. I would talk to my doctor about surgical, about treatment options. If there's another specialist maybe we could refer you to that might help you out. If you don't want your doctor, maybe a second opinion, but no, I don't think the doctor did a bad job here. But you need to also talk to your lawyer about what they should expect. Because like I said before, if further surgery is not really an option, this might be a good time to start looking up. Wrap up the case if you're ready for settlement because your IME report giving you 100%. So it might be a good time. I'm not saying it is a good time, but it might be a good time to start considering surgery. With that, folks, I know there's a bunch more questions here, and you guys are awesome. Oh, this list is fantastic. I have a hearing starting in 1 minute. I need to sign in. Tiffany Wilson, hello. Only because you gave me a big hello, you're giving a hello back. Hello, how are you? Thank you. Folks, if you have any other questions, please feel free to give me a call, 212-406-8989. In-state, out-of-state, we can always help you out. I will be doing another live. Next week, I'm taking off. It's Memorial Day week. We're going to see some family. Going to be out of state. Going to see the 8500, which is always a fun time. So we are off next week, but I will be seeing you the week after. We're also going to have to go through some office renovations in the next few weeks, so our setting is going to change, but we're going to have newer and better space here. Very exciting times around here at the law office of Rex Sapowski. So stay tuned. And any questions again? 212-406-8989. Thank you, folks. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's go Rangers tonight. For those of you in Florida, let's go Rangers. Have a good day, everybody. When do injured workers typically get offered a workers' compensation settlement? At what point in their case does it happen? So, sometimes people are offered settlement, sometimes you demand a settlement. So it becomes on either side. That's my talking point here. A lot of times insurance companies will make an offer, but more often than that, they will reach out to see if we have interest in settlement. Insurance companies don't always like to throw out the first number. They like to get the first number. It's kind of negotiation 101. You do always want to try to get that first number from your opponent to see where they're starting at, so you know how to go from there. Kind of give you a little insight into what they're thinking. And insurance companies very, very, very rarely will throw out that open number. It happens. But most of the time, we're gonna get a call and an email from the insurance company saying something along the lines of, please find out if your client's interested, and if your client is interested in settling, what's their demand. So a lot of times it comes as a demand from us. If we get that letter or that phone call, I'll reach out to my client. I'll say, hey, the insurance company is talking settlement here. They want to know what you want to do, and if I hear that my client is interested, we will work on the demand and send the demand over to them and start that process. It could come at any time. It could come under any set of circumstances, and it's really case specific and fact specific. As we know, every case is different. Even you can take two of the most identical cases, and there's still other factors that makes them different and can change the outcome one way or another. So a settlement offer or a settlement negotiation or a settlement dialogue between us and the insurance company could really come at any time. I've gotten settlement offers on cases before the first hearing. Sometimes if it's a very complex issue, and it could go either way as to whether or not this particular case, this particular injured party would be covered. Sometimes the insurance company is going to say, hey, you might not win this case. Here's X amount of dollars, and you could just walk away from this thing. So sometimes that happens up front. If there's questions as to whether or not the case is truly defensible, you might get a settlement offer up front just to get rid of it so we don't have to go through that trial. And we might look to settle a case like that. If I feel as though, the facts are not great and it might not be a workers' comp case, then we can settle the cases as well and move on. Maybe there's coverage elsewhere. If a case has relatively minor injuries, sometimes the insurance company is going to say that there's no point in us fighting back and forth forever and ever over what are relatively minor injuries. Let's try to figure out the value of the claim, the value of the injury, pay it, and we'll be done with it. And then you can get a little more than the injuries might be worth because you're saving the insurance company so much money in litigation costs. When it comes to minor cases and questionable cases, we look at those and we call it nuisance value cases. Sometimes we try to get whatever we can to just get rid of the case and move on. But, it could also be on bigger cases. Pardon me. One moment. This is an unrelated topic that just came in. Sorry, folks. Give me 2 minutes on that, and I'll get you an answer. We're always working here. Okay. But yeah, could be a larger case too. We had a case, wasn't very long, maybe about 8 or 9 years ago though. Gentleman